Hello guys. So today I decided I'd go through a couple decks and how they work and actually explain them a little bit. Um, this is draw when I'm not very good at coming up with names. I just put them quick names so that way I understood what they were. General gist of it, filled with removal spells. And then you have Howling Mine. It allows you to draw extra cards. Each player draws an extra card each turn. These are just all removal spells. Quick one drop if they have a mana spell out there, or a creature out there with 2 or less mana. But it also has the extra kicker, so you can pay 4 and get a planeswalker or a creature. So it has versatility. Phyrexian Arena, I put that in there. Extra draw power for you. The algorithm on Arena can be stupid. I know it's a hot take between Magic players, but given my experience, it's really hard to argue for me that the algorithm's screwed up. You can mulligan 5 times and you'll get the same one card that you have one card of in your deck in all of your hands. It's just too coincidental. Poison the Cup, it's a good removal. You can foretell it and make it cost 2, so it's an investment. Then the actual meat and potatoes of the deck. Underworld Dreams. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they take 1 damage. That's why I'm okay with the Howling Mine with opponent drawing an extra card each turn. And then you add in other nuke sets like this. I think this is from Frontier, I think. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card, so their opponent draws an extra card, and whenever they draw a card, they lose 1 life. And then you got Shieldred the Apocalypse, everybody knows who he is. It's a staple in almost every black deck. You draw a card, you gain 2 life. Opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. This card is particularly nasty and it saved me many times. It's 5 mana. Opponent sacrifices a creature. They lose 2 life, and you draw a card. Then you repeat the process for an enchantment the opponent controls and a planeswalker. Nixless. And whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 1 damage. Or they take 1 damage. Pay 2. And you destroy a creature, and they draw 2 cards. Blood on the Snow, it's a good board wipe for black, as far as I'm aware. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. There's other board wipes out there. But I like this one because I can wipe my own board and bring back one of my creatures or planeswalkers. Which is why I have all snow mana, because it is based off of the amount of snow mana you have, or you play with it. And then the cream of the crop. Basically, if you can keep the enemy at bay long enough to get 7 mana, usually doesn't take that long in my opinion. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life. And that just sets off these guys so that way they take 5 million damage. I'll play the styles. It's a fun deck. I shuffle between my decks. I don't have a dedicated deck because if I start going on a big losing streak with one of my decks, I'll change it out. I don't like to be tied down to one deck. You got the Artifact deck. This deck, it's honestly pretty easy and straightforward, in my opinion. Bunch of artifacts. I think it's got maybe 8 creatures in it. Or maybe not even, I guess. It's got 7 creatures in him. Ornithopters, 0. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to take him out. Ornithopter, 0/2, 0 cost. You can throw him out there as an easy blocker. I usually use him to pair with Semblance Anvil. Semblance Anvil, exile a card from your hand. Spells that you cast that share a card type with that cost 2 less. So it makes your artifact cards cost even less. These other cards give you mana. This one lets me kind of shuffle through my deck. This one gives you an extra mana and makes all of your lands cost, or all of your lands all mana basically. Foundry Inspector, artifact spells you cast cost 1 less. Song of Creation. This is a good card, but it's difficult to get out there and actually make useful because you have to be set up for all of your cards to cost 0, so that way, and be ready to end the game in one turn. Otherwise, you're gonna discard your whole hand and be in a world of hurt. Play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, you draw 2 cards, and at the beginning of your end step, you discard your hand. This is what the whole deck is based around. Aetherflux Reservoir. When you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you cast this turn. This is why you want to have like infinite card draw and make all of your cards cost 0. Because then you can pay life, or pay 50 life, deal 50 damage to the opponent, win. You've got to go infinite. This deck has to go infinite casting to get 50 life. And it's not hard to do if you get the right hand. 1 ring, threw that in there for some extra card draw, and in the off chance that I needed an extra turn or 2 to get by. Mystic Forge, good card. Also lets me cast stuff from the top of my deck. And it lets me kind of go through or get rid of cards through my deck if I'm looking for a specific card to help me. Paradox Engine. This card is absolutely crucial in this deck. It allows me to have basically infinite mana. All the artifacts that I tap for mana and the 1 ring, I untap every time I cast a spell. So it's basically like shuffling through for infinite mana. It's nice. Pretty simple deck, really. It's just meant to go through infinite mana, or go get infinite mana. Everything costs nothing, and cast as many spells as you can. Pretty self-explanatory. My mill deck. I've spent a lot of time on this deck. I just got tired of being milled to death all the time, so I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna join the dark side. And I decided to make my mill deck. I'm no stranger to mill decks. I just not a fan of blue. It's probably my least favorite color. That and white. I think the colors are a bit lazy. White's always predictable. Gain as much life as you can. Throw some angels in there. Or here lately, it's been the Oxalot Pride. I think is what it's called. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Basically, just tokens. Infinite life, tokens, overall mirror opponent, angels, gain life. I mean, they're so... White decks are so predictable anymore. You start playing competitive like I am, you'll start seeing the same 4 or 5 decks over and over and over again. It just gets old sometimes. So anyways, Ruin Crab, 1 mana. Whenever a land enters, each opponent mills 3 cards. Pretty straightforward. Maddening Cacophony, Each opponent mills 8 cards. If the spell is kicked, instead each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Target player mills 10 cards. I've got Gaia's Blessing in here. I don't really use it for its top ability. I use it for when this card is put into your graveyard, or in your graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. It helps with Mesmeric Orb. Whenever a permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller mills a card. So I'm milling myself as well every time I cast a spell, so that's why I've got Gaia's Blessing in here. Ruvok the Grand Delinquent. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. And then Fraying Sanity. I like Fraying Sanity. It's a nice little addition. And so at the beginning of each end step, enchanted player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards put into their graveyard. That pairs with Ruvok, because let's say that my Ruined Crab, I play a land with him and Ruvok out there. They're going to mill 6 cards when I play that land. Well, at the end of my turn, they're going to mill 12 cards because of Fraying Sanity. It's going to make them mill the 6 cards that Ruvok would normally make them mill, and then double it because Ruvok makes it to where whenever they mill a card, they double it. So it doubles and then doubles again. I've got Tasha's Hideous Laughter in there to help with decks that are anti-mill. Specifically, decks that have Gaia's Blessing in there. And there's quite a few. There's a lot of decks that are anti-mill. This just basically makes opponent exile cards from top of the library until they reach mana value, or until they reach an accumulative mana value of 20 or greater. I've got Ashiok in here because she helps bypass Gaia's Blessing as well. Those cards that are anti-mill. Prevents opponents from searching the library. It's good all around in my opinion. Because they mill 4 cards, then exile their graveyard. It bypasses Gaia's Blessing. Jace the Perfected Mind. He's good in a lot of different scenarios. Let's say you don't have the creature cards out there that you need, but you need to buy time. You can put him out there. First ability, target creature gets -1, -3, -0. -2, if they've got a good amount of cards in their graveyard, you can do the -2 ability and make them mill 3 cards, and then draw 3 cards if they have 20 or more cards in the graveyard, or just draw 1 card. And then as -X, say you've got Ruvok out there, play this guy, do a -X ability, so -5, so 3 times 5 is 15. With Ruvok, that's -30 cards that they're milling. I've got Archive Trap in there because it's a nice little card that most people don't expect. Let's say they use Evolving Wind or one of the other various mana cards that allow you to search your library for mana. Then I can play this card for 0 mana. Good card. Those are the 3 decks I'm going to go through today with you guys. Appreciate it. Leave a like. It lets us reach more people. And I'll be back probably tonight or tomorrow morning.